brick at a bottom corner, like so.
As we come down to the final one,
And again, you can note that it's 6 inches, 12 inches, and X. And this X is about 5 inches right now. So, okay, before you lay a brick, and after you slurry the initial base area, you want to always slurry pretty much all sides, unless you're careful enough so that you understand that every bond surface, for instance between these two bricks, must have slurry on both surfaces.
Okay.
Understood? Okay. So after that, continue this course. Make sure that this is level. Make sure that this
But that would have been the same distance on this side.
Alright, so if we would have put a fat one and a fat one, in fact, let's take that one out.
thin one, please. Yeah. It's better to go over than under. Working with about uniform 5-inch bricks, you'll probably get, as you can see, a little bit of space out. So you have to predict accordingly and signal well to the second person in your team of 2 who will be transporting bricks. One person can lay. Then you have the core soldier. That's how this kind of laid brick is called. And you rotate it to be in the middle. But before that, of course, you want to have the reference edge. So you take the edge here, make sure this is flush, and then put the soldier on right next to it. Because we know this is 12, that can be variable. And then you make sure that the other brick here is also flush with this perimeter. So you'll have gaps, but you'll be able to fill in those with slurry.
Mud or slurry for those gaps? Are you finding?
Depending on the size of the gap, mud for larger ones, slurry for thinner ones.
You split the difference on the gap between the two sides? Split the difference on the gap between the two sides? Or pick one side to take all the gap?
For the core soldier, you can split the gap and put in slurry. That would be ideal. To have the soldier in the middle. Essentially, you can see the completion of the first course, as so. Always clear the spacing material. Oh, important. Because the clearing out of spacing material is so important, I'll tell you. Even after you've cleared out this area, say, right? If you have a brick that has, say, a few particles on here, you see the space, it's all clear. As you lay down the brick, some of the clumps fall off and act as spacing material that you don't even see. So you have to be careful. After you laid it, make sure that it's pretty level along with the ground.
Doesn't rock?
Yeah, it doesn't rock.
It doesn't rock back and forth?
Yeah. And after this first course is complete, then you rotate the pattern 90 degrees so as to create overlap. There we go. It's important to know that you don't want this vertical seam going up. So when you lay, you want to have a brick that goes across like this. Or even a small bit like that, depending on what you get after laying from this external reference point.
Tell us your name again, please.
My name is Yoonseo.
Yoonseo.
Yes.
Now, is this an issue right here, like we're talking about? We've got an uneven half inch by half
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So stuff like that, you just want to take out, like you can just rip it out.
Okay.
And especially rocks, because those don't smush down.
Yeah, okay.
Just nearing the end of the second, well, the first of the second course.
You got a pile of old concrete, but you want to always make a little bit of seam so that when somebody
So what's the science behind the core soldier? Why do you do that?
Pardon?
Why do you do the core soldier then? Why don't you just have an area of bricks?
What do you mean the area?
What's the reasoning
Yeah.
behind having that like that?
Have that there? Well, it allows us to cap the top more with something out of, because if you leave a hole here, you have the hole that extends all the way to the top. If stuff gets in there, then
No, I mean, why do you even have that in the first place? Why don't you just have an area of bricks and
I
that's
think
it?
if you scooted that one over, and there'd be a gap out there.
No, why don't you just not have this? Why don't you just have this row and then you put bricks in down?
it's because we want the column to be approximately 2.5 feet. It's like you can have different patterns according to the dimensions of your column.
Yeah.
And if you want to go above 2 feet, like given the suggested way, without even this 6-inch layer, you would have 2 feet by approximately 2 feet column. But if we want to go for the 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet column, we need this. That's how it works.
And is the 2.5 feet a function of your roof weight?
Yes.
Okay.
Really helps tie together the layers too, rather than you just have layer upon layer.
here?
You can slide back and forth in this kind of shear.
That's okay.
Yeah, as long as that is minimal, it's fine.
But then you'd have only 2 layers instead of you wouldn't have more than that.
Questions?
Questions?
How high are we going? How many layers up?
I said before, the height is uniform at 6 inches, and we're going up to 4 feet for now, so that's going to be 8 courses. And again, I reiterate, remove all spacing material, and even as you lay and think this surface is clean, make sure that it is a clean surface when you press on the brick. Other questions?
Would it be worth it to have 3 people on a team? You know, one hauler, one layer, and one making sure there's nothing making it rock?
If the pallet is close to the column, then you don't need the third person, because essentially one person takes the brick, rolls it around in the half container, and then hands it to the layer, right? And that process continues. But if the pallet is far off, then you need a person who does the transportation, does the walking.
Yeah, okay.
So depending on the distance from the pallet, that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
So what's the material used in these bricks?
In the bricks?
Yeah.
Clay, dirt,
Dirt from right around.
not topsoil.
Yeah, have you seen the site?
Well, not dirt, but clay.
You walk around
Clay subsoil.
the hole where the dirt comes from.
Why don't we try that? Let's get it slightly thinner than the right.
Excellent.
Clear?